Apotheosis. The word apotheosis literally means to become godlike, or to become divine. When someone dies a physical death, or dies to the self to live in the spirit, he or she moves beyond the pairs of opposites to a state of divine knowledge, love, compassion, and bliss. This is a godlike state. The person is beyond all strife. Another way of looking at this step is as a period of rest, peace, and fulfillment before the hero begins the return journey. This could be described as enlightenment or nirvana or salvation. It's moving beyond the opposites to a divine state of acceptance. Have you achieved apotheosis yet? If not, what barriers would have to be removed from your life in order to achieve it? The ultimate boon. The ultimate boon is the achievement of a goal, usually the goal of the quest. It's what the person went on the journey to get. Arthur had his Holy Grail. All the previous steps serve to prepare and purify the person for this step, since in many myths the boon is something transcendent, like the elixir of life itself, or a plant that grants immortality, or the aforementioned Holy Grail. The ultimate boon in the context of the sacred journey would lie in learning to live truly and fully in your sacred self. Have you achieved it yet? If not, what would you have to purify within yourself in order to achieve it? Refusal of the return. Once the Holy Grail has been liberated, the time has come to begin the journey home. So why, when all of this has been achieved, ambrosia has been drunk, and we have conversed with the gods, why do we wish to come back to a normal life with all its cares and woes? After all, it's pretty nice up here in heaven. Why would we want to leave? Why go back? In your own sacred journey, if you've learned to live as your own sacred self, has this knowledge kept you from wanting to come back and live in the real world? If so, how? What have been the consequences for your refusal to return? The magic flight. Sometimes the hero must escape with the boon. It can be just as adventurous and dangerous returning from the journey as it was to go on. If your personal, family, or social relationships have been working against your full realization of your own sacred self, it can be very difficult to hold on to your boon. In what ways has your journey become hazardous on the way home? What ways did you manage to conquer those challenges? The rescue from without. Just as the hero may need guides and assistants to set out on the quest, often he must have powerful guides and rescuers to bring him back to everyday life, especially if the person has been wounded or weakened by the experience. Perhaps the person doesn't realize it's time to return, or that they can return, or that others need their boon. Your family, friends, and neighbors could benefit from the knowledge you've gained on your sacred journey. Did your supernatural aid tell you it was time to return? In what ways did your supernatural aid rescue you? Think on these things for a moment. Crossing the return threshold. The trick in returning from your sacred journey is to retain the wisdom gained on the quest and to integrate it into a human life. And maybe figure out how to share the wisdom with the rest of the world. This is usually extremely difficult for the same reason that you refuse your own call to adventure. Change can be a frightening experience if you don't know what to expect. When sharing the wisdom you have gained on your own sacred journey, remember the time you refused your own call, and be gentle with those who are hesitant. Have you crossed your return threshold? What was that like for you? What did you learn from it? Think on these things. Master of the two worlds. In myth, this step is usually represented by a transcendental hero like Jesus or Buddha or Muhammad. For a human seeker, it may mean just achieving a balance between the material and the spiritual worlds. The person has become comfortable and competent in both the inner and the outer worlds. It can also mean seeing the spiritual in the material world and seeing the material in the spiritual world. It can also be the knowledge that whatever you do to the web of life, you do to yourself as well. We're all interconnected. Just coming to that realization. Have you mastered both worlds? If so, what was the experience like for you? Are you able to sustain it?